education, making it more accessible, engaging, and effective for all stakeholders involved. By embracing these tools and exploring their full potential and create a learning environment that is dynamic, inclusive, and tailored to the needs of each individual student. I most of us here are to utilize it to the best of our abilities and ensure that our students get the best from us during whenever we're in our classrooms. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for having me here. I'll try and speed things up because, funny enough, this week has just come to become a very, very funny and busy week for myself. So I was to be fast such that we can go about enjoying the remaining part of our weekend. Because honestly, the time moves very fast, and I believe that we need a rest. Honestly, so moving forward, moving forward, we will be discussing how we can leverage some tech tools for teaching STEM in our classes. Oh, sorry, can anyone see my screen? Sorry, kindly indicate if you can see my screen. Okay, thank you. All right. So one advantage of I'll say using technology in the classroom, it will analyze our instruction, personalized learning. It will allow us to like personalize learning experiences for our students by adapting, creating content that they can adapt, help them learn at a pace, and assess them and meet to their individual needs. We're able to meet the students' strengths. We're able to meet. It moves away from this kind of all fits, all all size fits when we're using the same thing to the same method to teach all students. When different students have different educational needs, and it's just more focused on customization of and flexibility of learning experience for the students. We can talk about this more later, and it offers a great avenue for collaboration. Tools such as I think Microsoft Teams, Google Classrooms, even Kahoots. They offer us opportunity to collaborate, students to collaborate and carry out projects, assess themselves, and so on. Also allows the students to have forums on and so forth. Something as small as WhatsApp can actually go a long way. You see when it's utilized for students to collaborate during their holidays, and it's very surprising that I wonder why so many utilize this power of WhatsApp when engaging their students online and when doing it at home. So these tech tools provide for us interactive learning session such as educational games, simulation, virtual realities. They can make learning really, really interactive and engaging. We know cases whereby students can play video games outside during school hours. Well, I think I was such a student. Well, it helps more fun and interactive. It increases understanding and increases retention. Just like Vygotsky's theory of learning, said the theory of learning by doing. So if these students are not active in your classroom, they will become passive. Before you know it, you're just talking to yourself. Before you go around the class, one person is looking through the window and his mind is just somebody is there sleeping, another person's attention is there disturbing another student. So we need to make our classroom very lively, very interesting and engaging. How can we do that? use of simple tech tools. I teaching here was this there was backlog of work to be done, and I think I was given as a street class. So what I did was like already in the department, and there was this generator. So I was personally filling the generator. Then I created content, and I was using projector slides to be able to teach the students to make learning much more visual, interesting for them, using audio, using videos. In fact, it was mostly the theory of physics I was teaching them that way. Then everything mathematical, we use the whiteboard to continue. But it made the learning very interesting, and we were able to up meet up with our deadline. So it made learning. It gives opportunity for real time feedback, whereby students are asked questions. You can be able to diagnose your students, know areas of strength, weaknesses, and students who are actually struggling. This we can use it as a diagnostic tool, right, to check out students' real-time performance, especially when we're using assessment tools to identify students that are struggling, and we can provide targeted support. So it's very important to create a conducive learning environment where our students can feel safe to access their questions that we can tell that okay, this guy is strong, is not clear, and so on and so forth. So if they are not comfortable with you, they will not open up, they will not tell you what their problem is. So it is one thing to create that atmosphere around you, students. So tech tools, need I say more? Teachers access to wealth of online resources from videos, from text, audios, podcasts, tutorials to enhance lesson and provide additional. Even to date, as I am a teacher with experience, I still go to YouTube to look for ways to break down certain content to students to understand it, to make it really understandable to them, not by just coming to class and reading, giving notes, and just moving very very fast and something I don't understand. No, I try to bring about equity in the classroom. So these resources are there to help that what's it called, that differentiation. So allow students, high ability learners and average ability learners to all learn at pace where you carry everyone along. Like I mentioned, these tools provide for us multimedia resources that we can utilize in our classroom. Make project slides with either PowerPoint or Canva, right? Get your own projector. If the school doesn't have one, you can plan to have one. Somebody will say, hey, with this salary. But the thing is, when you are packaging yourself, you say, I invested in multimedia, this thing. When you bring your profile, it's a teacher who has invested multimedia gadgets to provide what's it, engaging, interactive, personalized learning for his or her students. For that period, you know. Then differentiation. These tools can shape instruction by providing options for students with diverse learning. I've been saying diverse learning needs. Yes, in the classroom, not all fingers are equal. My left is talking about, my right is talking about equity. So, which in a classroom setting, right, when you do the all size fits all kind. All right. So, and this one, I'm just shipping this one here. As we all here, we are all teachers for we want to learn, we learn, and upskill ourselves. So these tools provide the platform for us to go ahead to develop ourselves professionally. There are free courses. Perhaps I will also look for and share with Mrs. Gloria so that she can share everyone. Personal development. What are we doing to update it to get ourselves to make ourselves better for us? What are we doing every day? I've been sitting up for 10, 20 years without any form of professional development. And we say, there's not enough money to go for course, there's not enough money to do this, not enough data, this and that. So we complain rather than have solutions, right? So we should not sleep on this. Okay. Okay. Also, I want us to take a look at something that we call the first Stanislas. Let's say Stanislas D. Let me never ask myself. As a teacher in classroom, we need to pay attention to some four certain pillars, as mentioned here. These pillars are the first one is attention, second one is active engagement, second pillar is feedback, third one is consolidation. Okay, what are these pillars? And how can we bring them or make sure that we navigate through these four pillars within our classroom to make it very effective? Right? First is action. Students can learn effectively when they know what to attend to and how to process information. Right? One is like pay attention is like a filter that allows you to select what piece of information and information you want to know and help you decide what you want to do with it. You can be watching a movie for 3 hours, but there are parts of that movie in which your attention, right? That filter allows you to pick some piece of information, and you end up deciding, okay, what information. Maybe this is the part that interested me the most out of this 3 hours session. So, how do you arouse? How do you keep? How do you sustain students' attention while you're teaching? Right. So, these tools sustain students' attention. How is your job now to sustain? You can arouse their attention. It's your job to sustain this attention, and it's your job now to help them read information you want them, right? So students learn most effectively when they know how to process the attended information, and we have to be able to keep our students alert with high level of stimuli. Like I said, interaction. Your classroom needs to be really interactive, really engaging. So it needs to arouse students' high level of stimuli. Sorry, I hope I am still here. Okay, okay. This happened some few days ago when I was teaching, and I think the network was bad. So for like 10 minutes, I was speaking to myself. I didn't know that this. Okay, we need to sustain our students' attention by drawing the attention of learners and highlight what they should prioritize. At the end of the day, okay, we say, okay, you need to prioritize this. You need to come out of the exam, or whether you need to understand, you need to transfer learning to the next theme or the next concept. Like in sciences, we have this transfer of knowledge. Yeah, almost all subjects, there's this transfer of knowledge. So you have to prioritize so that there can be this transition, great transition of knowledge, complex, and so on and so forth, right? Now we're talking about is active engagement. Learning needs to be really, really active. So the brain is active and curious, right? Let's say implant new knowledge in one's brain and memory more than people are engaged, they are generating ideas, participating actively and knowledge. So first of all, how do you ensure are they quiet because you are using an iron hand on them? so they are quiet and they are fearful, right? How do you engage your students in your classroom? Technological tools, with or without these tools, how do you engage your students? To be active, brain is curious, right? So students or people need to be engaged. They are more engaged when they're generating ideas, participating actively, testing this knowledge. Like when it's practical, you test the knowledge, the theory. You've been learning all this while in the classroom, right? So ways to get your learners to engage and not just listen or watch passively. That way, students will remember uh, how you made them feel, did, rather than what they were things staring at you in the classroom. So the next pillar we're looking at, the brain learns by making predictions, validating accurate predictions, and forgetting inaccurate ones. In this process, errors are inevitable. So it's very good that you ensure active in the classroom. That way, you can know who is, you know who is following up, and so on and so forth. You know who's afraid. That way, give your students the opportunity to test and classwork, right? Encourage them to take the leap of faith to try and fail rather than keep quiet and not fail nor pass. We learn through our failures rather than avoiding mistakes by sitting in the face. A student who doesn't do classwork, right, doesn't know whether he can get it right or get it, whether he made a mistake or he got it correctly. Right? So getting feedback after these errors help us to firmly embed new knowledge. Yeah, you say in the last class is how do I keep on giving classwork every day, every time, and marking. We find ways around it. Either submitting classwork on piece of or within the classroom, the exchange it and mark it. Then you get feedbacks from students. Okay, I did it like this, do it this way. Well, I got this answer, I got stuck here. So these feedbacks help them to grow as students. So to create opportunities for learners to make notice and adjust their mistakes. That's the third pillar, feedback. That is consolidate. What we doing by consolidate? Transferring into our more efficient memory, keeping knowledge in a long term. How do we consolidate knowledge? Encourage students to repeat, practice, rehearse, space out learning over a span of time to allow them a certain way as somebody wants it. So you do that when you revise the session. You ask, okay, define this. They can, everybody can say it out loud. The next day, we're talking about previous knowledge. You can ask, okay, define this. What is this? What is this? By constant repetition, you have the knowledge to, become like an automatic response for them. That's how we consolidate knowledge. Our primary school anthem because we have to be safe. The basic prayers from our primary schools or maybe secondary schools because we have them almost every day. We recite them every day. So that's how the knowledge becomes consolidated in your brain. So that's that about the four pillars of learning by Mr. Stanislas D. Yes, you can Google them and look at these four pillars of attention, engagement, feedback, and consolidation. Here's just a summary of such. So let's jump into the tech tools that teachers use on a daily to teach. Well, like I said, I wouldn't want to take so much time. And believe me, I will not take so much of your time. It's been a very Busy weekend. Very busy week. I don't know. I hope I are following this one that I'm speaking to myself. Let me check. All right. Thank you for the feedback. Hmm. I'm getting feedback to make sure that people are still awake. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So we all know Google Classroom from 2020 in time. Which teacher didn't know Google Classroom? So this is one of the free online tools there, or free digital tech tools out there that some I know some people currently still use them, or we use video good projects. We can submit the assignments in the also we can send assignments and work for the students to carry out. And I don't want to dwell so much here because it is not really have is this card. It's a wonderful online platform, right? Personal videos, practice exercises, personalized learning dashboard for students, and there are it's a student and child learning platform. Supplement lessons, provide additional resources for our students. We just direct to the site. Yeah, I think all you need to do is just create an account. It's free of charge. Then you create whether you are a teacher or whether you are a teacher or a learner, you see learn teacher dashboard. And from here on, you can look for resources. I think I saw some resources here that are very helpful. You can plan your lessons. You can engage with students, family, and so on. You have to bring your students in here too, so that they can be able to have a smooth transition or smooth transition. Yeah. Okay. It's my lessons and provide additional resources. Other platforms that can help us do that too. So take note of this can Academy, you can explore it later on. Kahoot, I know almost everybody here knows Kahoot. This is more like a game-based learning platform. Allows teachers to create